I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sound shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, getting to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. Some loose shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world? Lord, give me a sign, a sign. Like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
There's no mercy in this world, just hunger. Thirsty for different versions, each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man, they don't know shit. Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all.
And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
Let's go. Hey. Yeah, this is my life, my strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night, And we
do for it? How you gon' move for it? What you gon' be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gon' do for it? How you gon' move for it? What you gon' be? I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the cause I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the time is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose if it's some loose shit. It's stupid if you choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh,
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Everybody in the world blind. Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
yeah, there's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on. Cause society's a myth, put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give, don't ask questions, shut your lip. Yeah, ask questions, shut your lip. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man, they don't know shit. Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
I got a lot of shit to say, so every day I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with, now they looking nervously. And I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Heard you
bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. My way, so you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub, or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Famous for the way up, play the game, bruh.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
You know I'm always honest, there ain't no way I'll ever stop it.
Quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top,
I'm always flirting with pain, she like to hurt me and man. I'm always working to change, but she's still lurking the same. I keep on building a dynasty, while the haters be trying me, but they hate from inside. You see, hate themselves in society, so I let them speak quietly, while my actions speak wider. See, they be hiding in privacy with the screen. Oh, the irony to hate someone who's trying to be whatever they would like to be. We all feel the anxiety, we make our own rivalries. Yo, so where is all the positivity? I feel like we all just hate on everything, it's killing me. Thoughts build quick, causing different possibilities. Negative thoughts will cause different disabilities. So do better, work hard under pressure. If you got no time, work smarter than ever. Don't ever let them tell you that you can't ever say never. And turn your mind into the truest of go-getters.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
You know I'm always honest, there ain't no way I'll ever stop it.
I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah. who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again.
You ain't ski activated. You better that you never see me agitated. I think about my actions, plan them out, evaluated. That's how I end up on the top, man, I'm calculated. My mind's a weapon, my body is the engine. I'm never second guessing, I just do what I was destined. Cause I feel I got the blessing, persistence and obsession. That's how you keep progressing, I already learned that lesson, yeah.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearrange. I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life and I won't look back ever again.
No fear, see clear, you deserve to be great. I know it feels like things get in your way. Push through those walls and the others will fall. Sit up, stand tall, you can get through it all. I need some energy, anxiety's no friend to me. I have a short memory, I don't really remember things. That's how I move on, that's how I stay strong. A new day's on, I'll keep moving right along. And I feel like the pain in the past, it needs to stay in the past. You gotta take off the cast. I wanna feel like I'm a new person. I wanna have clear vision and purpose. And I feel like the pain shouldn't last. If you can move on and past the things that make you feel bad, and you can change in your brain, I'm certain. I've done it before and man, I'm not perfect.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life and I won't look back ever again. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Let's go! I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession, I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I made this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
I don't know how to stop, I just go till I drop. Whether it's working or shots, give it all that I got. You can watch me work in my element. Anyone in the way is irrelevant. Wanna cross me, cool, not intelligent. Cause I don't forget shit like an elephant. Go ahead and tempt me, put it on the line and you'll come up empty. If I got time, I'm but I'm always ready. I got a hand real steady, look me in the eye and you'll see no hezzy. About to get real messy, I'll put you in a grave 6 feet like Kenny.
Ladies and gentlemen, the interaction with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and the Usos is long-term booking. We all know that. But what if I tell you that even though this is not going to happen, what if I tell you that there could be a possibility where we get Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania 39? I mean, after what we saw last night on SmackDown, after what I saw last night on SmackDown, I think this storyline is setting up for Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn at Elimination Chamber instead. I mean, that's the direction that WWE is clearly heading with this Bloodline storyline. And when that match happens, when Sami Zayn almost has Roman Reigns beat, Jey Uso's going to come out. He's going to cost Sami Zayn. He's going to help Roman Reigns with his match. He's going to cost Sami Zayn the championship match. And Roman Reigns is going to spear Sami Zayn for the 1, 2, 3. And just like that, Roman Reigns is going to retain the WWE Undisputed Championship, the Undisputed Universal Championship over Sami Zayn. And it's all going to be thanks to Jey Uso. He's going to reunite with his Bloodline family. The Bloodline's going to stomp and beat down on Sami Zayn. And then that is going to have Kevin Owens coming out. The fans are going to be hyped. They're going to be loud for the KO combo is going to come out. It's happening, whether people like it or not. KO will be in Montreal, Canada. I know he will. Kevin Owens will be there. He's going to come out. He's going to make the save, clear the heels at ringside. Kevin Owens is going to come out and clear the heels, known as the Bloodline, out of the ring. And then that is when KO and Sami Zayn is going to look at each other in their eyes, and they're going to hug it out, and that's going to end the 2023 Elimination Chamber. That's my prediction as to what's going to happen with this main event match and the ending. So, but ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, my WN. This is your SmackDown and AEW Rampage review. We are not going to go over everything that happened on SmackDown. I'm going to go over two of the best things on SmackDown that carried the show. So the SmackDown review is going to be short. I'm not going over Charlotte Flair versus Sonya Deville. Neither am I going over the women's elimination match, because we all know how awful the SmackDown women's division is. The SmackDown women's division right now is not going anywhere. The SmackDown women's division is not doing any good. They're not doing good right now. The SmackDown and NXT women's divisions look absolutely awful. The draft needs to happen. And if I can think of a time that a draft needs to happen this year, and it needs to happen now. The women's divisions on NXT and SmackDown look absolutely awful. A draft needs to happen. Something needs to happen. The SmackDown and NXT women's rosters need to change. There needs to be NXT call-ups as soon as the draft starts. These divisions, for God's sake, man, these divisions need to be fixed. These rosters need to be fixed, man. These rosters look awful. They really do. I'm not even kidding. If you guys are new to the channel, man, hit that subscribe button. Turn on that bell for all notifications. Hit the thumbs up on the stream. Let's get at least 7 or 8 likes on the stream. If we can get 7 or 8 likes on the stream, I can go live with my NXT Vengeance Day watch along, which will be live at 8 p.m. Whether I get 7 or 8 likes or not, I'm still going to be live with it anyway. Whether people on YouTube like it or not. Because this is my channel, and I can do what the hell I want. And I can say what the heck I want. Turn on that bell for all notifications. Turn on the notify me button. And make sure you go check out all the other content that's on the channel. I recommend you guys go check out my Royal Rumble review and my Monday Night Raw reviews from last week. If you missed my Dynamite review this week, go check that out. That is on the channel, as well as all the other content from this month and last month. They're all on the channel, man. All you have to do is go to uploads or go to where it says live, and you'll see my reviews there. They'll be on the list. Now, we're going to go ahead and begin the SmackDown review. We're going to go fast. We're going to go really, really, really fast here. Because I want to give you guys, I want to be able to have time to give you guys your WWE AEW Saturday Night News real quick. Because Vengeance Day will be coming on at 8 p.m. And I don't know why I put WWE AEW Saturday Afternoon News in my description. I meant to put Saturday Night News. This is your Saturday Night News, not your WWE AEW Saturday Afternoon News. Don't get it confused. Don't let that confuse you. I'm sorry. I accidentally put that. I accidentally put afternoon in the description by mistake. That's my fault. I didn't put that down there on purpose. I thought I was going to be live for both reviews in the afternoon, but that turned out to not be true. It's safe to say that after the NXT Vengeance Day pay-per-view, I might be streaming one of the new games that I downloaded on the PS on YouTube, here on the IWN YouTube channel, because I desperately want to stream this new game. And I know this game that I'm going to be streaming, guys, it's similar to Pokemon. And some of you probably got an idea already as to what game I'm streaming tonight. Now that you're hearing from me that it's similar, that the game is similar to Pokemon. Now, Friday Night SmackDown kicked off with a Tag Team Championship Contenders Tournament Final. I didn't really care about this match. I'm not going to go over it just because I didn't enjoy it. We've already seen this match countless of times, this tag team match between Imperium, Braun Strowman, and Ricochet. I mean, I don't know why I have to sit here and go over something that I've already went over. Go over a match that I've already watched 2-3 times already. It just doesn't make sense to me for me to do that. So I am going to absolutely skip through this. And WWE is known for making dumb decisions by booking heel versus heel matchups. That's not something that should be happening. Booking a babyface versus a babyface is something that shouldn't be happening either in both companies, both AEW and WWE. This match was not a predictable outcome. This match was just not in my interest. If you guys enjoyed it, good for you. I did. Another match that was a complete disaster was Charlotte Flair versus Sonya Deville. Nobody cares about the Charlotte Flair Sonya Deville feud whatsoever. I have no interest in this feud at all. I don't care if this match was given a B+. This feud is uninteresting. I hope to God they get Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair over with, man, because I'm ready for a new SmackDown Women's Champion. I don't know about you guys. I think Rhea Ripley should be the SmackDown Women's Champion, so that way Judgment Day could be drafted right over to SmackDown. Rhea Ripley could be drafted over to SmackDown. That way, this gives Rhea Ripley a fresh new start. Not only does it give her a fresh new start, but it gives Judgment Day's Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and Finn Balor a fresh new start as well. They get to face fresh new tag teams, fresh new singles opponents, all that. I think this was a good decision by WWE to book Ripley against Charlotte Flair. Hopefully, Rhea Ripley will become the new SmackDown Women's Champion. Hopefully, they can either get Charlotte Flair off of TV or release her from the company, because nobody cares about Charlotte Flair at this point. Nobody's a fan of Charlotte Flair. They need to get her off of TV now. She is terrible. Her moonsaults are terrible. They need to get her off TV. Her gimmick is not getting it. Her theme song sounds even worse. Nobody wants to see her on TV. Nobody asked for Charlotte Flair to come back. Nobody but WWE, Vince, and Bruce and their administration. Now there's only one match that stole the show. There was only one freaking match on this show, in my honest opinion, that stole the show. And that match is the Brawling Brutes versus the Viking Raiders. The Brawling Brutes versus the Viking Raiders was really the only best match, the only solid match this week's episode of SmackDown. Easily. I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought it was better than the women's elimination match. It was also better than Charlotte Flair versus Sonya Deville. The Viking Raiders gimmick, they need to change the gimmick, man. It's not doing them any good. Even though, I will say this, the Viking Raiders still need a win or two to convince the audience that they stand a chance in hell of beating two former WWE champions. Triple H and his administration have done a solid job of presenting the team as a genuine threat in the tag team division. The only thing about this tag team is their gimmick needs to change. Sarah Logan needs to go back to Sarah Logan. And Ivar needs to go back to the Eric and Ivar that they were back in NXT. We want to see the Viking Raiders NXT gimmick back on television. This new gimmick they got, it's not getting them over at all. The gimmick is not getting them over. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel about it. The only gimmick that's going to get them over is the gimmick that they had back in the NXT Black and Gold brand. You know, back when Triple H was in charge of NXT Black and Gold. Yeah. That is the only gimmick that's going to get the Viking Raiders over. That's just my opinion. If you don't like my opinion, you can kindly remove yourself from the chat, and you can kindly, most importantly, unsubscribe to the channel. You unsubscribing to the channel, you removing yourself from the chat, it's not going to bother me at all. It's not going to bother everybody else that's watching either. Now, tonight also goes to Holland, who has really worked hard to improve his in-ring game and is in arguably the best shape of his career. He was good here, never looking out of place while sharing the ring with veteran opponents. So, pairing him with Sheamus and Butch may have been one of the best booking decisions of the last regime's final year. It was, obviously. It was. The match was fine for what it was. The talent was there to ensure that even though it was a match designed to enhance the heels, it would still be competitive and mostly good. So, the last best thing that was on this show that I want to go over, guys, was the Bloodline segment. This was the main event, obviously. Roman Reigns addressing the Bloodline. So, the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns, made his way to the ring to close out the show with the intent of addressing the situation of the Bloodline. After accusing everyone of wanting more and more from him. By the way, guys, when I'm live for my NXT Vengeance Day, I will have my camera on, so you will be able to see me. Just thought I'd let you know. You're not going to be able to see me on my reviews until I get a new webcam. So from now on, it's going to be looking like this going forward with my reviews. Now my watch-alongs, yeah, I'll use my camera for my watch-alongs, but I'm not using them for my reviews until I get a new camera. Until I get a new webcam. Until I get a new webcam. Because every time I cut on my webcam, I'm always showing, the audio's always skipping. I can't stand it. I think it's better off like this. Plus, you guys can hear me better. With the webcam off, you guys can hear me better. So, just try to help me get audience in. You know, audience that haven't watched the wrestling shows, audience that want to know my thoughts on all the wrestling shows, you know, like SmackDown, Raw, NXT, and AEW. But anyways, after accusing everyone of wanting more and more from him, Sami Zayn attacked from out of nowhere. Zayn sent the head of the table scoring to the sanctuary of the floor announced his intention to come after Reigns and his title. This brought about a beatdown by Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa before Reigns spoke to a down Zayn. And another reason why I got it like this, guys, is because I have the ability to talk faster. Because I want to be able to do that when I give you guys your AEW Saturday Night News, so we can be out of here, so I can end the stream early and get ready to go live for Vengeance Day. Now, I want the biggest audience for my Vengeance Day watch along. I want to at least see at least 12 or 14 people in here. Or maybe more than 14 people in the chat. Because, every time I'm live for my pay-per-views, I get a lot of people there in the chat. So. But this brought about a beatdown by Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa before Reigns spoke to a down Zayn, vowing to beat him in front of his family in Montreal at Elimination Chamber. You can bet your ass that Kevin Owens is going to be there to save Sami Zayn to clear the bloodline from ringside. I already told you what's going to happen at Elimination Chamber. I'm not going to explain it again. Now, let me tell you guys something. Let me tell you guys something good, something interesting, something worth listening to. When a storyline hits as frankly as this one has, you somewhat find yourself waiting for a misstep that halts momentum and causes a setback. But it just has not happened at this point. Every segment is a great one, especially over the last month. Roman Reigns is perfect in this role, manipulating every situation to his favor, while Zayn looked a lot like the Fury babyface fans fell in love with back in NXT. Their chemistry is off the charts. I love what the Bloodline is doing right now. This is one of the greatest storylines in all of WWE, in my honest opinion. The added element of Jey Uso's allegiance has helped enhance the program. Vowing to break Zayn in front of his family in Montreal adds an extra level to the upcoming championship match for Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, commanding views for what will be the hottest championship match WWE has produced in years. This is wrestling perfection right here, man, at its finest. One day we will look back on it as one of the truly great WWE programs of all time. Right up there with the Mega Powers, the Hart Brothers rivalry, and Steve Austin rebelling against Vince McMahon. All those rivalries, man. It's going to be up there with those. It's going to be up there with those rivalries, man, from the Attitude Era. From back in the day. Back in the day, I was a kid growing up when all that stuff happened. Now, folks, that's going to do it for your SmackDown review. I said it was going to be a short SmackDown review. I said I was not going to go over everything. I was going to go over two of the best things on the show, which was the Brawling Brutes versus the Viking Raiders and the Bloodline. That's it. Nothing else stood out to me. Nothing else was exciting. Nothing else was important. There was no excitement, no entertainment, nothing legitimately important on the show outside of the Bloodline, Brawling Brutes versus Viking Raiders. That was it. Nothing else. Everything else was a complete dumpster fire from the word go. Now we move on to your Dynamite, or not Dynamite. Jesus Christ, I got Dynamite in my mind because Rush is supposed to be going to get up against Danielson. That's going to be one of the best matches on next week's Dynamite, by the way. Just thought I'd let you guys know that. Speaking of Dynamite. Now on to your AEW Rampage review. You're going to be shocked to hear this from me, but I think this week's episode of Rampage was one of the best episodes of AEW Rampage that AEW's ever produced. Get my words mixed up. I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. Because SmackDown sucked so bad that I can't even get my shit right. Rampage was one of the more decent episodes that we haven't got in a long time. Something about this episode I enjoyed. I think it was Rush versus Christopher Daniels, more than likely. Rush and Christopher Daniels has great chemistry in the ring. It was a great match between the two. The Elite versus the Firm, they had a great match as well. This was easily the best Rampage episode that, like I said, we haven't got in a long time. It's definitely up there on the list. It should be. Swerve Strickland versus Pillman Jr. Not a bad match. It was great. Absolutely great, man. Rush versus Danielson was anger. Despite the match getting graded a C plus or a D or a F, I don't care. This match was great. Rush did most of the wrestling in the ring, in my opinion. It won't be long before Christopher Daniels retires from professional wrestling because he is getting old. He is getting old fast. Now, Rampage kicked off with the Elite versus the Firm. Then a trios championship match. Nick Jackson and Kassidy begin for their teams in this trios championship match between the Elite and Firm. Hardy and Omega later squared off and had a nice exchange of counters for their signature moves. Hardy was setting up for a moonsault when Page took out Omega for him. All ego up to by only caring about stealing everybody else's glory. Now, this manly double in trouble team moments, it didn't really devolve in chaos the way trios matches usually do in AEW. I said that I am mentioning it again. To those of you that to be in the live chat for my Rampage watch along. My audio is skipping even with my webcam not being on. It might be because it's full. This laptop's fully charged and strong Wi-Fi. Because we have strong Wi-Fi. So, they're playing a part of it. Might be playing a role in it. That's why I'm doing it. Now, as I was saying, while this match definitely had some double and triple team moments, it didn't into the chaos way trios matches usually do in AEW. The match started off relatively tammy. I don't want to say lame, but increased in intensity at time went on. Kassidy came close to winning toward the end, but the BTE trigger ultimately put him away to give the Elite the win. I said it last night. I'm going to repeat it again. This was a fun opener with some creative thoughts and storytelling. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not the most memorable trios match. The crowd defiant loved it. You could tell by how loud the crowd was. They defiantly loved the match. Okay. The only thing I liked was the Elite and what they did in the ring. That's the only thing I liked about this match, to be honest. And Kassidy. Kassidy is great, too. I love what Kassidy does in the ring. I wonder where Mark Quinn was. Might be out with injury. I don't know. Makes me wonder when he'll be back. Anyways, we got Brian Pillman Jr. versus Swerve Strickland. My thoughts on this match, it was one of the better matches Pillman has had in quite some time. I said this last night too. Last night I was only going to go over the Elite versus the Firm and Swerve Strickland versus Pillman. Now I'm going to go all the matches that took place on Rampage. It allowed both men to have some time to shine. Everyone did their job perfectly. Dustin Rhodes saved Pillman from a post-match beatdown, which was great. Before all of this, Swerve's vicious inexperience allowed him to turn things around relatively quick. He began to pick apart Pillman's knee, and Parker Boudreaux helped him capitalize on that by taking out Pillman's legs while the referee was distracted. This allowed Strickland to hit his double stomp finisher for the win. This is one of the better matches Pillman has had for quite some time, like I said. Dustin Rhodes saving Pillman Jr. from a post-match beatdown was great. Loved it. Then we got Saraya and Toni Storm, or should I say Saraya and Toni Storm versus the Renegade Twins. Now, before we go over that, I do want to mention something here. I do want to mention something that you guys might have not saw. I want to mention something that you guys might have missed. Yeah. I think there was a bit of Bunny shown. I think. Not sure. Championship against the Bunny. I want to mention that now. So we'll have that Garcia Guevara match, whatever that match is called. And I think there's more matches for that. Not sure. But we got Saraya and Toni Storm versus Charlotte and Robin Renegade. The Renegades both made their appearance on AEW television in a tag team match against Saraya and Toni Storm. Despite Robin trying to put up a fight early on, Storm and Saraya easily dominated the match and ended up winning without giving up much offense to the Renegade Twins. This might not have been very long, but it wasn't quite the squash match we have grown accustomed to on Rampage every week. The Renegades weren't able to do much, but they survived longer than expected. The winners spray painted a big L on each of their fallen opponents to end the segment. So pretty much end this match as well. The main event for Rampage was Rush versus Christopher Daniels. This was a banger. I don't care what anybody says, whether you like it or not. It was a banger. You can comment in live chat and spill your bullshit, fuss at me all you want. But that's how I feel about the match. I love the match. I think these both guys did good here, especially Rush. They felt evenly matched for the most part. That's one thing I like about the match. It also took until the commercial break for either competitor to gain a clear advantage. That's one thing I hate about these shows. They always got to throw in 6-7 commercial breaks. That's way too many commercial breaks, man. We don't need that many. Get them out. We don't need that many, man. Daniels hit a beautiful suicide dive, but interference from Preston Vance allowed Rush to take control. As soon as the former member of the Dark Order got involved, it pretty much started to go downhill a bit. They relied a little too much on outside interference, which only made the referee look more genuine. The Fallen Angel had a little late match comeback after avoiding Vance and Joe's attacks. But he could only fight the numbers game for so long before it became too much for him. Rush blocked the best moonsault ever with his knees and hit a running drop kick in the corner to score the win. It was a competitive match between two skilled performers, but the antics at ringside took away from the quality a bit. So, guys, overall, Rampage was decent. There was nothing wrong with the show at all. This was one of the more best Rampage episodes we haven't gotten in a long time. And I hope we start getting more good Rampage episodes like this one every week. If we're not gonna, if next Friday night gets here and we're not getting shit like this that we got this week. If I find out that next week we're getting nothing but complete garbage on Rampage, I will not be reviewing Rampage. I will only be reviewing SmackDown. Because this was the best Rampage episode that I've ever watched. And I hope we get episodes like this every week. We need to get matches like Rush versus Christopher Daniels every week. I want to see different competitors in singles matches, not the same competitors every week. I don't know. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for both of your reviews, man. I hope you guys enjoyed. I would go over Charlotte Flair versus Sonya Deville and the Women's Elimination Chamber match, and Gunther Imperium members Marcel Barthel and Femi Heiner, known as Giovanni Vinci versus Braun Strowman and Ricochet. But those matches, I didn't even feel like going over those matches. Those matches were a complete disaster. The matches were not good. I figured I'd go over two of the best things, in my opinion, on SmackDown, which was the Brawling Brutes versus the Viking Raiders and the Bloodline storyline. The second. That was it. Anyways, guys, I'm going to take a little break. I'll be right back in 2 minutes, and I'm going to be back early because I want to go over your WWE AEW Saturday Night News as soon as possible so I can end the stream and get ready to go live for Vengeance Day. For your Vengeance Day watch along will be live at 7:50 p.m. And if I somehow get done going over your WWE AEW Saturday Night News early, then it may be pushed up to 7:40 p.m. Maybe. We'll see. I'll be right back in 2 minutes, guys. Hit the thumbs up, man, if you enjoyed my SmackDown and Rampage reviews. Going to be going over your WWE AEW Saturday Night News in 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to put on some good music. Put on a little bit of good music here for you guys to keep you guys here. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your WWE and AEW Saturday Night News. My Vengeance Day watch along has already been scheduled. My 2023 NXT Vengeance Day watch along is scheduled to go live at 7:50 p.m. The stream will start at 8 o'clock p.m. Well, I urge you guys to go over there to that stream and hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up on my Vengeance Day watch along. And if you guys are just now coming in to have a listen to your WWE AEW Saturday Night News, hit the thumbs up on here. And subscribe if you're new. It's going to be a big night. I can't wait. Hopefully this will go down as one of the best pay-per-views on the channel. Let's hope so. Anyway. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with your WWE Saturday Night News. We don't have much AEW news. We have mostly WWE news, so we have a lot of NXT news to go over. Got some Shawn Michaels, William Regal news. I got a whole bunch of it. I got everything you need right here on the IWN YouTube channel. So apparently, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Apparently, I don't know if you guys know this guy. He's 68 years old. I'm just going to mention his name anyway. So, Lanny Poffo passed away at the age of 68. The pro wrestling world has already seen a lot of sad news in 2023 so far. Yet, another member of the pro wrestling world, the pro wrestling community, has died. Lanny Poffo passed away at 68 years old. Exo Jim Duggan broke the news via on Facebook that Lanny Poffo passed away. This was February the 2nd's news on Lanny Poffo. He did not reveal any more details, and they're working on obtaining more information. It says here, and I quote from Jim Duggan. He said that, and I quote, "With a very, very heavy heart, I've been asked to let everyone know about the passing of our friend and colleague, Lanny Poffo, the genius. R.I.P. Lanny." Quote, Lanny Poffo was the younger brother of Randy Macho Man Randy Savage. He was known for his high-flying wrestling style and unique poetry. Throughout his long career, one that spanned from the 1970s to the 2020s, or to the 2000s, should I say. Lanny Poffo was a fixture of several major wrestling promotions, including the WWF. Poffo started his wrestling career in the 1970s and established himself. I wasn't even around that time. He established himself as a talented high flyer, performing aerobatic moves that were well ahead of their time. He was known for his moonsaults, backflips, and other daredevil stunts. Now, it made him a favorite with fans. It also earned him the nickname The Genius, which was thanks to his gimmick, where he would recite poetry in the ring before matches. Lanny Poffo got some acting work during his career. He was in the 1997 comedy, The Love Master, and the 2000s, Ready to Rumble. Our thoughts, says Ringside News, our thoughts are with Lanny Poffo's family and friends during this sad time. Yes, folks, I saw the mugshot of Steve Kerr's DWI arrest. I know. I seen the old articles of each. I know, man. All I can say is Steve Kerr needs to go to rehab. He needs to get help effective immediately. He can't be going on social media and on his website that he owns and have his own employees writing articles, posting, sending old articles on the website on social media. They can't be doing that. That is beyond dangerous. That is going beyond too far. That is crossing the line. If he's watching AEW and he sees Paige, he needs to just not say anything about it. Just turn the channel, man. If you don't like Paige, turn the channel. Jesus Christ, man. You don't have to go on here on social media to be shitting on Paige and saying that the WWE did this or did that. You know, this is unnecessary behavior coming from Steve Carrier. Steve Carrier had me followed on Twitter at one point, the time when I had Twitter before I got suspended due to me getting into it with those freaking negative WWE AEW geeks online. But as far as Nini Pofo goes, man, the pro wrestling world truly lost a genius. My thoughts and prayers go out to Lenny Pofo's family during these difficult times. I know Jim Duggan's got to be upset. Jim Duggan has got to be upset after hearing that. I'm pretty sure my favorite podcaster, the only favorite podcaster in the entire IWC, had got that news too, I'm sure. He probably doesn't even know about it. Well, he will, don't worry. And I'm sure everybody else that's a fan of my channel, that likes my channel, knows about it too, because I just gave it out. So that's that news on Lenny Pofo. They need to they need to do a GoFundMe fundraiser for Lenny Pofo in his funeral, in his passing. I think that would be great. They should do the same thing they did with Jay Briscoe. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. I think it would be respectful, and I think it would be nice. Shawn Michaels explains why men's Royal Rumble match didn't have NXT talent. See, I told you I had a lot of Shawn Michaels news. Wasn't lying. I feel bad for the people who work for Steve Carrier for Ringside News. My prayers go out to the people that work with Steve Carrier for Ringside News, that writes the articles for him and everybody else, and all their fans that are fans of them and their news. Ringside News are truly my sources, man. Really good at giving out news and exclusive news as well. It's safe to say they need to get Steve Carrier the fuck out of there. It's pretty clear that Ringside News needs a new owner. Needs a new Ringside News owner. Steve Carrier should no longer be the owner of Ringside News. They need to get him the fuck out. Get him out. If he's going to be doing all that drinking, shitting on Paige, talking about her on social media, they need to fire him. Steve Carrier needs to get fired. I don't even think he's the real owner of Ringside News. I think the real owner of Ringside News is probably someone else. The fans need to be signing petitions to get Steve Carrier removed from his duties as the owner of Ringside News, of the Ringside News website. That's what the fans need to do at this time. They need to sign petitions to get rid of Steve Carrier and get him removed. This behavior from Ringside News and Steve Carrier can't go on. Get him arrested or something. You can't be saying stuff like that about Paige on social media, man. That is inappropriate. That's very disrespectful. I'm sure Saraya done cussed the heck out of Steve Carrier on social media, I'm sure, this week. I don't blame her. My God. If you don't like Paige that much, if you have a grudge against Paige that much, then you need to stop watching Paige on TV, Steve Carrier. You need to stop watching her. Stop watching her matches. Stop stalking her accounts. Stop looking at her. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. It's ridiculous. I'm tired of hearing this news about Steve Carrier shitting on Paige and WWE doing this and that. No. That is why I say I feel bad for everybody that writes articles for Ringside News and Steve Curry, the owner of Ringside News. Hopefully, every single person that writes for Ringside News will try to sign petitions to get their own Ringside News owner, Steve Curry, the fuck out of there. He's got to go. There needs to be a new Ringside News owner. There needs to be a new owner for the Ringside News website. Ringside News doesn't need to be taken down. There needs to be a fucking new owner. Get Steve Kerr the fuck out. Get him out. He doesn't deserve to be an owner of KFC. Or not owner of KFC, but owner of Ringside News. He does not deserve to be an owner of Ringside News at all. Get him out. Not after what he said about Paige all those years ago. I don't know why those old articles I've seen. I don't know why they decided to send all those old articles of Paige on Twitter. You guys don't think I seen those old articles of Paige on Twitter? Yeah, I seen them. I'm not stupid. Why are they going back to shitting on Paige? Why? I don't get it. It's not because of Ringside News, not because of the Ringside News writers, it's because of Steve Curry, the owner of Ringside News. They need to get rid of him. They really do. Ringside News needs a new owner for their website. Effective immediately. They need to remove that guy. They need to remove him so he can go get help, go get rehab, go to the doctor, get himself checked. He needs rehab. That's what he needs, rehab. Steve Kerr needs to get his life together. He's too old to be acting like a complete fucking dumb drunk. He needs to get himself together. Anyways, the Men's Royal Rumble match features some surprise returns, especially from the likes of Logan Paul, who ended up having a tremendous performance. That being said, there was no NXT superstar in the match. Speaking during the NXT Vengeance Day media call, Shawn Michaels was asked about the lack of male NXT stars for the Royal Rumble match, or whatever. Michaels revealed that WWE only wanted women from NXT. I wish this thing would stop skipping, man. It shouldn't be doing that. I don't have the webcam on. The fuck? It says here, and I quote, I'm going to read it fast anyway, whether this thing's skipping or not. I don't care. I want you guys to be able to hear me. It says here that, look, it's made by guys upstairs, says Shawn Michaels. Then it goes on to say, obviously, the main roster folks, we obviously let them know who we have available. I'll say this. I don't want to insult anybody's intelligence, says Shawn Michaels. Yes, I gave whatever advance opinion recommends I recognize sometimes there's a great deal, and other times it doesn't. You don't hear that from me. That's Shawn Michaels saying that, not me. I think they had a pretty good idea of who they wanted this year. Obviously, they asked us our opinions, and we certainly gave them. And then they go on to say in this last bet, this year it was a matter of who they wanted. A couple of backup candidates and stuff like that, just in case something were to happen. They only needed women, with my understanding. Again, we have plenty of the men for us. It was a great opportunity for NXT to have anyone up there. Anything that has to do with our talent going up there, it's more often than not a main roster call. End quote. The men's Rumble match was still a resounding success for many, which saw Cody Rhodes win the whole thing and book his ticket for WrestleMania 39. You have to see whether next year's Rumble will feature NXT stars. Let's hope so. Sorry for laughing out loud. Excuse me for that. My laugh can be loud sometimes. What's y'all's take on this story? Especially when I'm excited, especially when I'm fired. When I'm fired up, my laugh can be loud. I can be loud when I'm fired up. When it comes to good news, when it comes to giving out Very, very factual, informational WWE and AEW news. There's more news on Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels says some WWE and NXT superstars are still having visa issues. I wonder who those superstars are. You guys are going to find out, because it says it has been a common problem faced by various athletes signed by WWE who came from different countries to work in the United States. Not only NXT, but the main roster. Superstars have encouraged these problems in the past. The developmental territory has seen a lot of its top prospect superstars disappear from live television due to visa issues in the past. Well, no shit. It's been happening for weeks, and it's still continuing to happen. After a lot of internal discussions, the reason was finally revealed to the public, who wondered about not seeing their favorite NXT stars perform for weeks. A past instance on a November 2022 episode of NXT saw Javar Barnell address several fellow superstars who dealt with such issues, while the British stable Gallus was suspended in storyline to explain their absence, which Gallus are back in NXT now. I don't know if you guys know. Well, you know now. Other stars like Exam and Elder Dragunov were written off TV due to injuries in storyline. As you guys know, Shawn Michaels is overlooking the NXT landscape these days as Senior Vice President of Talent Development Creative. He recently addressed the visa issues many superstars face while working in a media call before NXT Vintage Day. He said, and I quote, "A lot of it is availability. A lot of it, as you said, visa issues. A lot of it, again, is also for some of them. This is a big career move and a big life difference. And so there are a lot of things we want to consider, obviously, before they make that move. Look, noting would thrill me more to have a regular basis. They are phenomenal talent. They are thrilled about Gallus being back, Tyler being back. But look as far as who's to come in the future. Again, a lot of that is up to the talent themselves. And also, as I mentioned, there are visa issues, but we also have, get it, a long-term commitment, says Shawn Michaels. Some people, we understand that's not easy. That's not an easy discussion to make. End quote. The talent pool built under Shawn Michaels' regime has been praised by fans, critics alike. I had to see when most of these upcoming talents rise up to the big leagues and get called up to the main roster to compete on Raw or SmackDown. That's going to be pretty interesting. I can't wait. I can't wait for the draft to get here. That way they can go ahead and start ending the brand splits, because the brand splits need to end. They should have already ended a year ago. They should have already ended a year ago, man. There's no reason why the splitting. There's no reason why. There's no reason why these rosters should be looking like they are. That's what I was trying to say. Now, William Regal is always welcome at NXT Performance Center. That's what it says in this article here. Regal returned to WWE this past month. He took on a non-televised role, was named the Vice President of Global Talent Development. During Thursday's NXT conference call, Vice President of Talent Development Creative Shawn Michaels addressed William Regal's return to WWE. He said, and I quote, "Yeah, sure, obviously, it's great to have him back. And, you know, I got to see him at Raw. He hasn't been down here a lot because he's been busy. But I'm thrilled. For us, it's having him home where he belongs. Obviously, he is always welcome here at the PC. Everybody loves him there. It's one of those, well, he says everybody loves having him here. It's one of those things that, like a lot of people, it was a very nice homecoming, for all of us. We get to see him. He's one we consider an OG here. Labs. And obviously, more than anything, it is. That's when the real stuff matters to us. It's great to have him here. He's come back home. And we're looking forward to having him down here on a regular basis. Obviously, he hasn't had the opportunity to do that, but he's still gotten his feet wet. And he knows, obviously, the invitation always open down here. He's welcome anytime. End quote. In July 2014, William Regal surprised on the screen role of general manager of NXT. Yeah, he surprised everybody with that role. He also became a trainer at the Performance Center after the passing of Dusty Rhodes. After a remarkable 22-year stint in WWE, Regal was released from his contract on January 5th, 2022. Regal won't to appear on screen as a talent 2024. He will still be plenty active within the company known as WWE. What is y'all's take on the story? Sound off in the live chats, please. WWE's plan to build NXT Europe infrastructure is moving forward. It was reported that WWE has huge plans for NXT Europe. William Regal previously revealed that NXT Europe was in the process for many years. While speaking during the Veterans Day media call, Shawn Michaels provided an update on the NXT Europe. He revealed the infrastructure plans for NXT Europe are already moving forward. For NXT Europe, it says here, and I quote, "We are forward, and that's once again we're starting to. I guess we call the infrastructure in place to be always a positive thing, and actually looking for venues and dates. We are moving forward on it. Obviously, hopefully, in the next couple of months, we'll be thrilled to have an announcement, giving some idea about direction and time things are moving forward from an infrastructure standpoint. We actually have meetings about the next week, so hopefully we find out more information on that as well." End quote. Paul Levesque also recently stated that there has been a lot of progress in NXT. Paul Levesque is Triple H, obviously. WWE is also looking to bring in new partners for NXT Europe. And we may have a new NXT Europe commentary team as well. I just want to throw that out there. I want to remind you guys that. You never know. Don't be surprised if one of them ends up being Mario Ranallo. They might be bringing back Mario Ranallo, man. They might be. I don't know. Maybe. You never know, man. Hope they do bring him back. I hope they replace him with, I hope they put him on commentary for NXT. Get Booker T and Vincent Joseph out of there. Because they are not good on commentary at all. Anyhow. There's some more NXT news. WWE NXT still waiting on long-term commitment from some overseas talent. During Thursday's conference call again, he had a lot. Shawn Michaels had a lot during these NXT conference calls. He had a lot to say about the questions they were asking him. Shawn Michaels provided an update on the status of Dragon Dove and Miku Satomura. He says, several months ago, we want them here. Love having them here. A lot of it is availability. A lot of it is, as you said, visa issues. A lot of it also is a big career move and life difference. Those are all things we want people to consider before they make that move. Nothing would thrill me more than to have Elja and Miku here on a regular basis. They are phenomenal talent. We're thrilled about Gallus being back, Tyler Bate being back. As far as who is to come in the future, a lot of that is up to the talent themselves. There are visa issues. We're waiting on a long-term commitment for some people, and we understand that's not an easy decision to make. End quote. That is from Shawn Michaels, Vice President. Dragunov returned to NXT in September, wrestled a few matches, including the triple threat match for the NXT Championship at NXT Halloween Havoc. On the other hand, Miku Satomura has wrestled just once since NXT Worlds Collide. There's no word on Miku Satomura or Ilja Dragunov's return to NXT television. Hopefully, the two talented wrestlers will be able to make their way back to NXT sooner rather than later. What is y'all's take on the story? Because Lord knows NXT needs them. They need them back. They need those two back really bad. Now, WWE records huge revenue. Yes, I said it. I'm not joking. They record huge revenue with decreased operating costs in fourth quarter 2022 financial statement. Now, the company posted a revenue of $325.3 million, or should I say $325.3 million in the fourth quarter of 2022, which was an increase of 5%. Their operating income was $62.7 million, and somehow they were also able to pull that off with a decrease of 22%. Wow, man. Sounds like a lot of money. Don't you guys think? Sounds like a lot of money, man. That means WWE is working harder and spending less money. Wow. That is surprising there. We'll have to wait and see what the future holds for Vince McMahon's company. The word is that Vince McMahon wants to have the company sold by the middle of 2023. That doesn't sound good at all. That doesn't sound like good news at all, man. Now, moving on to your next WWE Saturday Night News. Apparently, WWE NXT contract with USA Network is running up this year. So, it was not noted that USA Network and WWE are in talks to carry on their contract to air NXT on the channel, but which potential buyers are on the table. They can only imagine that those negotiations are ongoing, says Ringside News. WWE CEO Nick Khan later noted that USA Network is thrilled with NXT and the growing ratings. WWE also has a few options in terms of where they can air NXT. Streaming platforms like Hulu, Peacock could be legit competitors for the USA Network deal. Oh, really? I like to see them try. Anyways, the company's developmental brand has a nice following, but it draws nowhere near the same numbers that the main roster generates. I don't know if that sounds interesting to me or not, but WWE started NXT on the USA Network after AEW announced that Dynamite would take over Wednesday nights. The Wednesday Night War followed, which many say AEW won. NXT moved to Tuesday nights on the USA Network after that. Only time will tell where the show will be this time next year. Only time will tell, man. We never know. WWE is taking a deep dive into monetizing ring assets. Oh, wow, really? So during WWE's fourth quarter earnings call, company CEO Nick Khan said that WWE is going to take a deep dive into making money on aspects of the show, like the ramp and ring apron, that haven't historically been used to rake in cash. Says here, and I quote from Nick Khan, I really wasn't going to want to go over all of it anyway. This is what Nick Khan says, and I quote, yes, to your question about monetizing the ring assets, it's something we're taking a deep dive into now and that we want to do in terms of what's driven it. I think it all started with Stephanie McMahon and changing the culture of our sales group from changing from a maybe to a yes. So when Mountain Dew and Pepsi pitched us the idea of sponsoring a match, I think it was done, was absolutely we'll do it. And then a conversation with Triple H, our head of creative, about, hey, we can probably do this, right? And Triple H and our creative team made every accommodation to get it done, says Nick Khan. I think that's what's driving it, in addition of going into higher levels for each of those potential companies. As previously noted while speaking on the Hollywood Reporter, WWE Senior Vice President, Head of Global Sales Partnerships, Craig Stimmel, previously confirmed that WrestleMania 39 is set to feature a Marquardt sponsorship match. Says here, and I quote, I don't want to give away too much, but it'll be around a match and the sponsorship of that match and what they'll be able to bring to that match. So we're going to do things to fit inside of our storyline as well. And I quote, WWE has a lot of untaped assets that sponsors may be interested in. A new owner could also kick things up to another level if the company does find itself in the hands of new masters sometime in the near future. Let's see what happens in that future. We will have to see, man. Vince McMahon would step down from WWE if it benefits shareholders. That's what Ringside News says, not me. Now, Nick Khan made it very clear that Vince McMahon informed the board of directors that he would step down if it would benefit shareholders. After all, Vince McMahon is a shareholder and he wants to do what is best for his own pockets. Oh, we know. Oh, of course he's going to do that. He's Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon does what the fuck Vince McMahon wants. Unfortunately, it says, and I quote, yes, without question, he's declared it to the board. He's declared it to us in management. It's all about shareholder value. Obviously, he is a shareholder. So it's not about what role he'll have. It's about maximizing that value opportunity. End quote. Man selling the company would only benefit shareholders. Yeah, right. Give me a break. Nah. Do you guys not see and realize how many shareholders are suing Vince McMahon right now? Do you know how many lawsuits Vince McMahon has? You got to be kidding me. If you think for 1 second that a sale is happening, you got another thing coming. There should not be a sale. The stock is up. The viewership and the ratings are up. There should be no sale happening right now. None whatsoever. Especially if the company goes private. Nah. No, it's not happening. The company's not going private either. Nah. Tough. Ringside News says Saudi Arabia is still rumored to be in the mix. No, they're not. I'm not believing that. I'm not believing that, man. I'm moving on. Not believing it. Nick Khan explains what company is looking forward to in potential partners. He says a partner that has more than simply deep pockets, so a partner that understands the media business, that's in the media business, that understands how to further monetize the media business. A partner that certainly understands our product and intellectual property we were doing with it, what can be done with it, media rights, both domestically and internationally. We see the international growth opportunity is huge. So those are folks in terms of choosing the right partner. These are all things that we're going to be looking at in terms of who can accelerate our business. Again, what's the best value for our shareholders? End quote. WWE is not having a new owner. It's not going to happen. Don't believe this BS, guys. It's not happening. It's not happening. At least I don't think it is. WWE planning big live event in India once Sony television merger is approved. The event features several Indian wrestlers who had the opportunity to compete against some of the biggest names in the company. The event was held inside the WWE Thunderdome in Florida. That was one of the worst eras in all of WWE, the Thunderdome era, the pandemic era. Nick Khan addressed the subject of WWE in India during the company's recent fourth quarter 2022 financial earnings call. In terms of India, allow me to tell you, says Nick Khan, from our perspective, what's going on there and what will go on there, says, and I quote, we're waiting for the Sony India merger to be approved by the regulatory authorities. The hope is in April. Keep in mind what you already know. COVID stunted our growth opportunities in India and a number of places in India, specifically where I would say it was almost impossible to travel in and out of. We couldn't do local events there. So as soon as we have a sense of when the regulatory approval and Sony India live event in India, the best way viewership, and I think we're seeing it proven out with our UK shows, with the upcoming Montreal show and other markets, is to have live events there. It's a much easier sale for our partners with the partners. Our partners with their partners, it's a much easier sale for us with potential partners when they've been to the show. They see the power of it. It's just a smoother path. As soon as that transaction is approved, look for us to be there in short order and to start to build that empire in India. End quote. It was reported last year that WWE was planning to host a large-scale live event in India in January 2023. However, nothing came to be from those planned. What do y'all think of that story? Let me know. WWE's Royal Rumble event was much easier without Vince McMahon around. Yeah, you ain't lying. You ain't lying about that one. Oh boy. It was noted that the entire process was the easiest that it's been in a long time. I'm only going to read half of it. Vince McMahon was not seen at the Rumble. His creative influence was not felt on the show. Those that we've heard back from have stated that from a day-to-day and weekly basis, the atmosphere is much more laid back. One of the only reminders of Vince's influence remains the Vince's office directorial sign that hasn't been changed since he left, but points to a section of the backstage area that is completely different. One source says it's not like anyone is fearful of bringing up his name. Generally, most haven't really asked much since Triple H, Nick Khan, and Kevin Dunn held meetings assuring the roster that McMahon wouldn't be involved in creative or talent relations. One talent that had noted to us that the process of the Rumble itself was the easiest in a long time without Vince McMahon at the helm, and that there were way less last-minute changes. The talent also said that you can't really count 2021 towards that because of COVID, but that this year's was a dream compared to last year's nightmare. Talent also spoke of the main event segment being a new age, certain sellout, with many people quietly around monitors watching the Bloodline Sami Zayn angle play out. End quote. It was also noted that the only complaints that they heard were about the performance cutting into the time of others and some minor transitional things that they believe the current regime will get used to. Man, good thing I was on break on my Royal Rumble watch along. Good thing I took a break from it. Jesus Christ, I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear that guy's performance anyway, because I thought it was going to sound awful anyway to begin with. Now, the positive thing is that it was being reported that even NXT talent that Fight spoke to express optimism now that the 1-year ban on NXT talent being in the Rumble was lifted. The Royal Rumble event was a big success, says Ringside News. They broke gate workers and kick off a huge road to WrestleMania. Everybody's very happy about that. What do you guys think of that? WWE multiple matches for Brock Lesnar. Guys, I know it's almost 7:50 p.m. I already know. We may have time to go over a few more. Well, they have multiple matches planned for Brock Lesnar. According to a latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, Brock Lesnar is set to compete at WrestleMania 39. He is also slated to work the Elimination Chamber event on February the 18th as well. It says, and I quote, Lesnar has been confirmed to be working both Montreal and WrestleMania for Mania. It could be another match with Lashley. They're only told rumors of Gunther are false, and that Steve Austin, who they had contacted for Lesnar, had turned down wrestling on the show. Montreal and Quebec will be a very receptive crowd for Brock Lesnar at Elimination Chamber. After all, Brock Lesnar is a Canadian citizen at this point. It was later noted that the newsletter that, while not confirmed, versus Brock Lesnar Elimination Chamber show, because otherwise Lashley should be in the Chamber match. There's a lot of plans for many people on that roster. That includes Brock Lesnar. Guys, you're not going to like this news. Some of you Ronda Rousey haters are going to be so mad, and I don't blame you. I don't like Ronda Rousey's in-ring abilities either. I know she sucks in the ring. I know. But there's some news on Ronda Rousey. Spoilers in WWE WrestleMania plans for Ronda Rousey. Apparently, the plan for Ronda Rousey is Io Sky and Dakota Kai versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler for the women's tag team titles. It says, and I quote from Wrestling Observer newsletter, and quote, Ronda Rousey made a quick about how the tag team division was in her sights after dropping the SmackDown women's side. It appears that it's going to happen, and Shayna Baszler is her obvious partner in that endeavor. Oh, wait, I can't hardly wait to not see it happen, because I will not be watching. They're going to make this match a complete disaster. The WWE Women's Tag Team titles need to be burned. They need to be burned. Seriously. They don't mean nothing right now in the company. They don't. We all know that Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler has a history between each other. We'll have to see what happens on the road to WrestleMania. Yeah, whatever. John Cena is locked in for WWE WrestleMania 39 match. Austin Theory versus John Cena is happening, whether people like it or not. It's happening. Okay. It was noted on the Wrestling Observer newsletter that things still might happen for John Cena and Austin Theory at Mania. For WrestleMania, the locked-in matches at this point are Roman Reigns versus Rose for the Universal title. Charlotte Flair versus Ripley for the SmackDown Women's title. Belair versus the Chamber winner for the Raw Women's title. I think the Chamber winner, in my opinion, is going to be Kana. It has to be Asuka. It can't be nobody else but Asuka. That would be a great match. Bianca Belair versus Asuka. I think that would be great. Have Asuka as the heel in the match. Have Bianca Belair as the babyface in that Brawling Championship match for WrestleMania. John Cena versus Austin Theory. No word on whether this will or won't be a United States title match. It was known that John Cena filmed a backstage angle with Austin Theory that has not aired yet. Y'all see the late. If that right there doesn't tell you that they're going with this match, I don't know what else to tell you. Cena laid that footage down while he was back the last time. Only time will tell how long it will be for him to return. Cena would not be able to appear on television much to build up the match with Theory. They shoot an angle on December the 30th in Tampa backstage that has yet to air. Cena is currently in Melbourne, Australia, filming the movie Ricky Stanicky, or whatever the movie is. A movie that Amazon Prime has bought the rights to, which Zac Efron, he will be there all of February and most of March, end quote. WWE wants to hold the biggest WrestleMania they can this year. Triple H has a big excuse because it was his first shows under his booking, says Ringside News. WWE also wants to look strong because Vince McMahon is still positioning the company for a sale. Only time will tell what happens in the future. Guys, I might as well go over the rest of the news and then go ahead and go live for NXT and then I'm just going to go live with NXT, and the match that I don't like, I'm just going to sit live and just watch it while you guys listen to the music. Because I know it's not going to be ready, and I know it's not coming on yet. I still got plenty of time to give out your AEW Saturday night news. My NXT Vengeance Day watch along is still scheduled. It will be live in a few minutes. I just want to give the rest of your AEW Saturday night news during this time. Sami Zayn had some internal support to headline WWE WrestleMania 39. Wrestling's already never planned for Zayn's Bloodline angle to go nowhere. It was originally intended to be a couple weeks for a comedy bit. That was it. Now fans are wanting so much more. It was also noted that things appear to be leading towards an eventual tag team showdown at WrestleMania with Kevin Owens in the play against the Usos. So it's going to be Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens versus the Usos, like I said on my SmackDown review. Like I said on my other reviews last week. That being said, even fan outcry for Sami Zayn to pick up a major singles title was noticed internally. That being said, Triple H and McMahon simply don't see Sami Zayn in a Marco WrestleMania match. Now, of course, they're going to say that. WWE certainly stumbled across something special with Zayn's Bloodline angle. They never saw this kind of reception coming. From feeling oozy to the eventual turn, fans have been with this angle everywhere. What do you guys think of that? There's some news on why WWE next big Royal Rumble match for Edge. The latest edition of the Wrestling Observer Radio noted that Edge was originally thought to work this big Royal Rumble match, but that didn't happen. He was filming Percy Jackson in the Olympian and could not make the build for that match. He says, and I quote, the reason at one time talked about Road Edge versus Demon Balor Hell in the Cell match at the Royal Rumble didn't happen is because Edge was filming a television show until this past week. Thus couldn't do the WWE television to build up the match he was filming. Percy Jackson in the Olympian, a Disney Plus series where he will play Ares, and Greek god of war. And quote, Edge was still able to make a return at the Royal Rumble where he disrupted Judgment Day's plans for a bit. Judgment Day eliminated the rated R superstar in semi-quick fashion. He showed up on Raw the next night alongside Beth Phoenix. It appears that a mixed tag match will be in the future for an Elimination Chamber. So perhaps we could be getting Finn Balor and Ripley versus Beth Phoenix and Edge, instead of Beth Phoenix versus Rhea Ripley and Edge versus Finn Balor for Elimination Chamber. That's where it looks like it's going. Guess we'll have to see what Edge does for the remainder of 2023. WWE continues sale preparations by firing internal employees. Wrestling Observer Radio wrote a little piece on the recent internal WWE firings. It was noted that these releases, and some of them were surprising, were done in preparation for an eventual company sale. There have been a lot more cuts in the corporate side for weeks in different departments since the return of Vince McMahon. The belief is that these cuts are being made to lower the cost to get the company ready for a sale, says, and I quote, Matt Drew, who was the senior vice president of International, was the biggest name let go. He came from Danes, I don't know what that is, in June 2021, which means he was a Nick Khan hire, since Khan hired a number of people from Dane in 2021. His job included managing global media partners, devising internal strategy for overseas live events, digital consumer products, and new revenue opportunities. What do you guys think of that story? All right, we got that over with. We got next. Bray Wyatt was blasting for ruining pro wrestling. I'm not even going to go over that because that has a lot to do with Jim Cornette. That's why. No wonder why I don't want to go over it. Nick Khan thinks the WWE could be sold in a few months. That's what he says. He says, quick, and I'm not trying to obtuse in saying that, but I think it's going to be a pretty fast process, maybe 3 months, says Nick Khan, end quote. End quote. The Rock also believes WWE's new owners should be as passionate as Vince McMahon. Oh, really? I don't know about all that. I don't even know if that's going to happen or not, man. We don't know that yet. Piper Niven apparently already knew she was losing Doudrop name a month before WWE Royal Rumble because Piper Niven made her return during the Royal Rumble premium where she dropped the Doudrop name, and naturally fans were very happy about this fact as well. Alex McCarthy of Daily Mail reported that Piper Niven knew about the name change a month before the Royal Rumble. It was decided that the Rumble would be the place for her return, basically. As you can see, as you can hear, guys, I'm turning on the PS4 turn on TV because I know that Vengeance Day is about to come on. Don't worry, guys, I will be live. I will not be that late. I won't be late. I want to finish going over this news with you guys. What you need to hear, it's important. It was decided that the Rumble would be the place for her return. Piper Niven will continue to be a part of the Monday Night Raw brand going forward. Have to wait to see how she will be booked in the coming weeks now that Niven is back. Is back on Monday Night Raw. I am pulling up Peacock on the screen, guys. So that way I can get ready to go live for NXT Vengeance Day pay-per-view. Hopefully everybody's there waiting on me. If not, I'm still going to go live with it anyway. Either way. I got the thumbnail and background done. I don't even have to worry about doing the background, thank God. So I ain't got to stress over that. We got a couple more news to go over, man. We are on page 2. Cody Rhodes is the favorite to beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39. I went through this pretty fast. When you guys say, I went through this pretty fast, man. No, not joking, guys. This is actual news. This is not fake news at all. Pulling up NXT Vengeance Day on my TV screen here. Finish going over the news while I'm watching NXT Vengeance Day. Vengeance Day watch along. With WrestleMania still months away, the anticipation for this highly anticipated showdown between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns is at an all-time high. The experts at Bet Online have weighted in, with the odds heavily favoring Cody Rhodes to dethrone the Tribal Chief and claim the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Oh my God, they got Charlotte Flair on TV introducing us to NXT. Are you serious? Oh my God, they need to get her off of television. She is awful. As of the time of wrestling, this article, they got Charlotte Flair introducing NXT Vengeance Day, guys. Cody's odds sit at a commanding -40, reflecting his status. Minus 400. Reflecting his status as the clear favorite to come out on top. Meanwhile, Roman Reigns is considered the underdog with odds of plus 250. In a dramatic turn of events this past week on Raw, Rhea Ripley announced her intentions to challenge Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. We all know that because I already went over that. Rhea Ripley is the clear favorite to come out on top, with odds sitting at a commanding -500. Meanwhile, Charlotte Flair is considered the underdog. Speaking of Charlotte Flair, she's on my TV screen introducing the NXT Vintage Day pay-per-view with the odds of plus 300. Makes me wonder if Charlotte Flair is going back to NXT, with Charlotte Flair being on our television. Might be. She needs to go somewhere. Get her off my television. So, she needs to go somewhere, man. As the biggest event in professional wrestling approaches, the excitement continues to build for the highly anticipated matches between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. While the odds may seem to favor Cody Rhodes and Ripley, it is important to keep in mind that in the fast-paced and unpredictable world of WWE, anything can happen. Plans can change in the blink of an eye, making it all the more thrilling for fans to stay tuned for more information and updates from my sources, Ringside News. Vince McMahon's future is an early sticking point for discussions with potential buyers. I could have sworn we went over this news already. Guys. In an article by CNBC. That's shocking. Never know they had sources like that. The potential future of Vince McMahon in WWE has been an early sticking point in talks with potential buyers of the company. McMahon's potential future involvement in WWE has become an early sticking point in preliminary talks with various buyers, according to people familiar with the matter, who asked not to be named because discussions are private. Everybody else is live for NXT. Looks like I better go live as well for NXT. Vengeance Day is on, guys. I'm getting ready to get off of here. I'm definitely getting ready to speed it. I'm definitely getting ready to speed things up now so I can get to my live stream, my watch along. Oh, by the way, guys, Comcast don't know if you guys know this. Comcast is no longer a potential buyer for WWE. Isn't that something? Oh, we got the North American Championship. That's the match. That's the first match of the NXT Vengeance Day pay-per-view. Hey guys, I'm gonna stop right there. We're gonna go over the rest of the news in the morning. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for listening to your AEW Saturday Night News. I didn't get to finish going over the AEW Saturday Night News, but we'll go over it tomorrow morning. I got to get out of here, man. I got to get ready for Vengeance Day because Vengeance Day is already on. Peace. I'll see you guys in the live chat. Hold on. Where's mine? Damn it. I hope everybody's there. Get ready to start up the stream for Vengeance Day because it's already on. Shit, I gotta fucking hurry up. See you guys there. I hope to see everyone there. Everybody that subscribed to the channel. See you there, man.